Looks like tonight's gonna be a long night. Will it be a fun night? Let's find out. Hey guys, this is GamerCow. We are doing a let's attempt of Touhou 8 Imperishable Nights Lunatic mode. I say this is a let's attempt because I'm not convinced I'm going to clear this in 1cc, and if I don't clear it in 1cc because of the nature of stage 6b, it's kind of going to not be a clear at all. So yes, that kind of happens. I mostly am playing this game just to try and get back into playing Touhou in general, and this is kind of a show of the team aspect because I never really did that during my hard LP. So yeah, that sort of sucks in the end. I basically didn't show it off because I main solo Marisa for like the entire thing. So obviously this has two shot types per like thing. This is exactly the same setup in a way that in 10 Desires, except 10 Desires does the two shot types with just one character, whereas here the shot types are in two different characters. Obviously each team has a human and a yokai, whereas the Never team is kind of 3/4 yokai, but not the point. We have obviously Sakura of Amelia here. The human side is the main like stage portion one for the most part because they tend to have like better spread and or like not even aiming, but they tend to work better during the stages, and the yokai, because of their added power, tend to work better during bosses. Speaking of which, this is a rather annoying spell card, to be honest. It's kind of like Kasume's first one, in the sense of it's easy to mess up, but it's not actually that hard, if you know what I mean. It's a thing, basically. I tend to find that's a lot easier if I'm using Marisa, but whatever. One thing that this game sort of introduced with the yokai is that that you can facepalm straight into bullets, but that's not introduced by the yokai. That was introduced like right by the very beginning of time because people are idiots and they can facepalm straight into bullets. But yeah, it introduced the concept of an auto POC, whereas the yokai have the ability to collect items whenever the hell they want at the POC. The problem I find is that the POC is very high up the screen and it sort of annoys me. I'm used to being solo Marisa, and one of the perks of the magic team is that their POC is actually lower. Marisa's POC tends to be lower in general in most of the games actually. I think it still holds true nowadays as well. I wouldn't actually know that much, but I know she's definitely easier to collect items with. So I'm fairly sure that the POC thing is still there. But whether it is or not, well, that would be for somebody else to tell you. But the other thing that they do is they make familiars turn into spell circles, like you can see there. They become invisible to bullets and yourself. This means that you can't ever get damaged by familiars as a yokai, which is good for some attacks, like Reimu's first non-spell, and it's not quite so good for other attacks because you might actually need to kill them. See pretty much everything that Kiane ever throws at you. So there's a bit of a trade-off. The humans tend to be weaker, but they tend to be good at spread, whereas the yokai tend to be more powerful, but they can't kill the familiars which are on screen. So you've got to work with a balance of the two, and the two also collect time in a different way as well. Like I sort of said before, because of the character I was using, Marisa gets time just by killing stuff. That's the same with all human-sided characters, whereas the yokai, when your gauge is 80% or higher, you actually gain time by grazing. But you only gain time by grazing against boss characters. You don't gain time by grazing against regular enemies. So it becomes a little bit tricky to do, which is sort of annoying, to be honest. Also, Amelia's shot type was like the prototype for Mountain of Faith Marisa C, which is like the best thing ever. That's why I like this shot type. It's actually the only pair which I can successfully use, so that's kind of why I use them. I can't use the magic team because, again, Alice is absolutely horrible. I never really did show that off, but Alice is beyond salvageable. And well, I just find the stages to be really hard with a border team. I know that's a massive irony, but I tend to find that is, like, terrible. So, oh well. Speaking of terrible, I suck at this card. I have no idea why. Right there. I have no idea why I fail so horribly at that attack when it's only really the same sort of idea as the last card that we just did. But I do, so whatever. I'm actually kind of grateful to get that done so quickly though, because it means, although I don't get the bonus, whoop-de-freaking-do, it does mean I get the human side engage again very quickly, which means I can start collecting time during this stage. This stage is still my favourite stage 2 in the entire series. It's still the best stage out of this whole game, to be honest, and, well, Sakuya's not that great for it, to be completely honest, because she's a bit too slow. That sort of brings me on to the major problem that I find with this team, is that, Marisa is faster, which is obviously a thing that I am used to, but, it doesn't help that Sakuya is the same speed as Reimu unfocused, but Remilia is almost the same speed as Sakuya. So it's a really sharp contrast, and I don't like it that much. It's not as bad as Sakuya in PCB, where I found that physically unplayable, but it's still there, and it's still annoying. However, Sakuya does have one very good trait, and that she makes the items fall down the screen a lot slower, and I am getting overwhelmed here. But that's fine, because we're still surviving, and that's all that really matters in the end. I'm on the wrong side of the screen here. Ah, balls. Yeah, I didn't get nearly as much time. It's very hard to get as much time during this as I do with Marisa. I think it's just because of the spread. To be honest, if I was using Marisa, I could get like 3,000 more time than this, but I am kind of not, so yeah. Also, why I didn't unfocus there to kill the familiar, I don't know. I always unfocus there to kill the familiar. Oh well, this spell card's still not really that hard, even though it is on Lunatic. It's still perfectly doable, which is ironic considering it uses a principle that I can't deal with later on in the game, but whatever, man. Mystia's a good deal harder when you play without Marisa, because her attacks, her second non-spell is very, very nasty, and her attacks do use a lot of familiars, so there is that to it. This attack though really isn't that bad. I can do this basically every time I do it in spell practice, but I can't do it when I play the main game. It's really weird. I'm sort of getting myself a little bit stuck here, which is not a good idea. But, yeah, it's a very active card, it's a very fun thing, and I actually had that, but I panicked, so whatever. I'll take a single bomb over a death bomb on that spell, though. Seriously. And then, this non-spell is absolute hate, mostly because Sakuya cannot kill the familiars quickly enough, so because of the random fire, pretty much an auto bomb. I should have used Remilia's bomb, though, because it's a lot more powerful, but, well, it's technically not a lot more powerful, but it's much better against familiar spammers because of that. Yeah. This spell card not really that hard, but I do sort of suck at it, as we've seen right here. I have no idea why. Again, it's a card I capture every single time that I play it in spell practice. So I don't understand why I can't do it. I'm very, very bad against Mystia when I play here. Which is stupid, because she's like the third easiest stage 2 boss or something. Parsi and Cherno being easier, obviously. But, yeah, at least I captured one spell, jeez. And, well, her last word is last spell is brutally unfair, and, yeah, pure reflex, basically. And it's not a very cool card. I really, really hate this one. Mostly because of that. Can't really see what's coming. Maybe if you moved a little bit further up, it might be more doable, but at the same time, I don't know, because then you're just giving yourself less time, the same time to move, you just see it earlier or something, I don't know. Anyway, stage 3 is really, really nasty actually. It took a lot of learning to get this, so I kind of know how to deal with this somewhat now, which is good because I have no bombs left, so I'm gonna die pretty soon into this, I'm fairly sure of that. I need to be over the other side of the screen here, and I am not, so things are much, much worse now. because of that, yeah. But I managed to recover, so that's fine. And then if I put... Oh, familiars are supposed to go on the other side. I've done this wrong. I forgot my plan of attack for this card, which is really terrible, but somehow it's worked out. I just haven't got as many point items as I should have. How the hell did I manage to survive that? I dare say that was kind of a little bit lucky. Anyway, Q&A's mid-boss thing is really, really hard, and I hate it. I've sort of learned how to deal with it by going over here and just letting Vermilia's options take care of everything, because seriously, that's about the only way I can deal with that attack, so that's what I do. Unfortunately, First Pyramid is going to kill me pretty much, because this card is ridiculous when you're not using Marisa. Man, it's so broken when you're using Marisa because she kills all the familiars. But when you're not using Marisa, this becomes an absolute nightmare, and somehow I'm actually going to capture it. Okay. Please, this part of stage 3, come ahead and kill me, because seriously, I'm doing way too well here. I shouldn't be complaining about doing well, but I am seriously doing much too well for what I expect here. That was bad because it didn't kill the other option, the familiar thing. There we go. Okay, seriously, what the hell? How the hell did I just manage to perfect stage 3? Are you shitting me? I don't think I've ever perfected stage 3. And I didn't even do it right either. What the hell, man? Anyway, Q&A is a very hard boss, to say the least. She's somewhat easy when you're using Marisa, but I'm not using Marisa, therefore she's a very hard boss. If you focus or unfocus, she changes what bullets she's firing, so I try not to focus during this at all, because apart from wanting to kill some of the familiars off, I don't want her to change her bullet pattern on me, and yeah, I can just about tolerate it when I'm unfocused. This spell, on the other hand, is freaking evil, and I really hate it. It's not that bad if you're using Marisa, because Marisa's very good at this, but yeah, you've got to kill familiars in this one. If you do not kill familiars, you are going to freaking die, and that just happens. However, it's not so bad if you kill some of the familiars. Still evil, however. This spell card, if I do this in spell practice, because it starts you in the center of the screen, it's very easy, but now I've just kind of got to go around the edge and hope that I don't get hit, and that's kind of gonna happen. Yes, okay, good, doing very well. So Q&A's second non-spell is basically the same as the first one. If you're high up enough on the screen, ouch, that can happen. One good thing with this shot type is that if you have a bomb in stock, when you die, you get that bomb back, or you get a bomb back, so that death there is not actually that bad. It still hurts, but I get the bomb that I lost with it back, so it's not quite so bad. This spell card is ridiculously easy compared to what it is in hard mode. I really don't understand why it's so much easier, although I am doing it very wrong, and that sort of still gets me hit, but whatever, man. This spell card, not quite so bad so long as you know how it's done. It's sort of streaming across like that, but I fail at it for some reason. Again, that's another card which I basically get right pretty much every time in spell practice, and then I don't here. Then this attack I just don't care for. It is really not that hard, but I don't care to learn it, so whatever, man. I fail pretty much every single last spell in Lunatic, because I never play them. And they're pointless anyway, so what the hell. So that ended up being one death by that stage. That's not bad, but it does mean I have no bombs to do this, and stage 4 is really nasty. The stage part of this is really horrible, actually, and I do hate it so. It's sort of learnable though. I mean, if you start on the right side and then stream across, it's not so bad. These fairies, well, Marisa kind of kills all the familiars before anything happens. That's one good thing when you're using non-human shot types, is that with the familiar killing stuff, because all the fairies when you kill them off, all of the fairies kind of, like all the familiars that they were associated with die as well. When a familiar explodes, not only does it clear some of the bullets which are on the screen, but it also drops a lot of time, so the yokai can actually get you a lot of time during the stages just by killing off familiars, which is good. So here you really want to be as fast as you can and just go like across the screen sort of like that, and then yeah, kind of just rely on the familiars there. Use Sakuya's slowing down thing so you can collect both bombs there, it's really not so bad. And there we go, that is the perfect first half of stage 4. Doing good, doing good. 6 lives, 2 bombs, we are at Reimu, and yeah, Reimu, it's sort of 50-50. Freaking, what's her face, Vermelia makes some of this very, very easy, and I very much failed there, that was terrible. The idea, if you can get over the other side of that, it's not so bad, but I'm just terrible. So, this spell card, really easy, but I still screw it up anyway. That's what I find with Reimu in general, is that her fight is very, very easy, but it's also very easy to mess up, just like that. It's ridiculously easy to screw this up. I have no idea why, but I always seem to fail very, very badly when playing against Reimu. Even though I know I can do every single attack of this fight. I do hate this non-spell though. For some reason this non-spell just sort of does not agree with me most of the time. So whatever. Fader, it's not really luck, but it does have a little bit of luck to it. It seems that you've just got to be a bit lucky with everything. Oh my god, just die! Thank you. That was terrible. That was like the absolute worst first half of that fight ever. Yes. So here you want to be over that side first to kill that guy, get up to the items. This is probably a really terrible idea because now I'm probably going to have to bomb this. Oh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Okay, that's good. And well, you know what? I am going to bomb this one because it's not undoable, but it's definitely much harder than it should be, and I get a bomb profit out of that, so that's fine. Mostly getting the items as well, because I want to get to the 1100 point life, and I think I can do that now somewhat easily. This non-spell, so long as you start on the side underneath Reimu, it's still not really that hard. It's very hard if you forget where you're supposed to start, but it's still, yeah, simple enough. Demon Binding Ring, not that hard when you're using this shot type. However, Vermelia does move very, very fast, so it can offset you somewhat, and you've got to be careful. But, why am I failing Reimu so much? I can do all of this fight, this is terrible. This non-spell is kind of still annoying because of the fatal familiars, and Sakuya is not quite so good at killing them as Marisa, but it's still not too bad. Have I seriously failed every single spell card from Reimu so far? That's horrible. This attack is annoying, to say the least. This is one of those attacks that Vermelia doesn't actually do very well at, because it's very hard to reposition the familiars correctly, and that happens like all the time. So, yeah, I don't like this attack, basically. But, that's fine, because it's still doable enough, I suppose. This has been really terrible. I can't believe I've lost so many lives to this. That I've managed to do this entire fight with just one bomb before. I don't understand why I can't do that more consistently. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter too much. This spell card is sort of tricky if Reimu moves away from the center too much, but it's not so bad. Yay, I actually captured the spell card, how about that? And now we get to play the last spell, which I don't think I've ever captured, and I never really care to, because this card is bullshit, to be honest. Reimu can appear wherever the hell she likes, and it just sort of really sucks. I actually survived a wave of the card though. That is unique in its own right. You can't damage this card until there's like 30 seconds left or something. It's really, really dumb. I can get across here. That is fine. And that is sort of not fine, but crap. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. I should have had that though. Ah man, I'm actually kind of disappointed that I didn't have that. Oh well, I've kind of not got very many point items compared to what I should have. And hey, lag entering a stage. Wow, that's kind of annoying. So, onward to stage 5. And stage 5 is a thing, to say the least. You're going to want to be using Vermilion for almost this entire stage, because, to be honest, Sakuya is very, very poor at this stage. Most of the enemies have too much HP for Sakuya to take on, so yeah. Here, oh, see, this is the thing about the POC. If that was with Marisa, I would have gotten to the POC there. And it's not with Marisa, so I don't get the POC. This part here, you really want to be using Vermilion like all the time. It's tricky to use Vermilion for it, but you want to be using Vermilion because, seriously, she has the power to take those guys out, and that's that. One good thing about not using solo Marisa throughout this stage is that you can get a whole ton of time points by killing these fairies without actually killing their familiars. And it's very, very good because that gets you a lot of stuff. Also, you could see the speed difference in the point items there when I stopped using Sakuya. So that's that. And hey, managed to get through that, got my 800 point life, so I'm still at 5 lives, this is still decent. Tay, you can go fuck yourself. I really freaking hate this. I actually thought I died there, so whatever. With this bomb, if you are on top of the enemy, then it gets much more powerful because all 4 streams will hit the enemy at once. So it's very, very good. I've never been any good at dealing with this attack, so you know what, whatever. Don't use Sakuya's bombs during that because they'll target the familiars and it's just not good enough. This bit is basically the same as the opening, like, fairy spammy bit, but it's with aimed shots instead of random shots. So you could call it harder, you could call it easier, it depends on your take, to be honest. I personally don't think it's that different, it's just the dodging is very slightly different, I guess. I don't know. This bit's really not too bad. From here on out, the stage is fairly straightforward, so long as you kill everything. If you don't kill the fairies, then you're gonna have a very, very hard time with this part. But it's not too bad. You can even go up and get the point items because it really doesn't make a difference. Vermilion is very, very, very good at that last bit. And you can see we've already got the 10,000 time point set. So that's really, really good. Alright, Raisin. Oh, actually, one sec, I need to clear my throat. This is what happens when you talk for a fair while, I suppose. So, Raisin. Raisin's not that bad. She's deceptively simple. She's, like, really not a hard boss, but I tend to find I still screw up against her an awful lot. She's probably one of the easiest Stage 5 bosses. I would call Sane easier, but that's just because of some, like, related stuff. I tend to find I do better against Sane. Whatever, this attack, it looks scary, but there is a set pattern. Thanks for pointing this out, Robin, because I probably wouldn't have noticed this, simply because I tend to play with Marisa, and Marisa has a hard time doing this, because Marisa has a hard time getting any power on freaking Raisin when you do that. It's not generally a good idea to POC against Raisin, to be honest, because her attacks do tend to have some sort of aimed, like, thing on them, but whatever. This attack is scary, but it's not terrible. This, on the other hand, I fail at when I'm not using Marisa, probably because I don't get to kill any familiars. But, yeah, I'm not very good at this one. And that's too low down the screen. Oh, I actually thought I died there. How about that? Balls. I'm not doing very well with this, but I'm sort of just about surviving. I need to be here. It's just very, very dense, to be honest, and I'm not going to POC this one because this is aimed. Believe it or not, there is an aiming portion to this, and if you're at the top of the screen, those bullets are going to fan out, and it's going to be impossible to get around this. So don't bother POCing this one. And there we go, managed to capture that. Doing much better than I expected during this, because I am not very good at this fight. As I keep saying, and I keep like disproving at the moment, with this one you really need to get up the screen as high, you know, as fast as you can, because if you don't, then the bullets are gonna screw you up entirely when you come back down again. Yeah, and hopefully it's gonna die now. Yes! Captured that card. That is easily the hardest card of this fight, so I am very happy for capturing that. This, on the other hand, it's easy, but I mess up the positioning every single time. I find it really hard to do this card in the sense of I find it very hard to like twitch move, if you like. It's very hard to explain, but I tend to find this card is annoying, but whatever. I struggle with twitch movement on my desktop, basically. Like just tiny taps on my keyboard I tend to hate, and I don't think I've ever captured this card. It's horrible and I hate it so much, but I'm actually going to capture it now. Go figure! That is the only freaking spell card of the last spell variety that I captured during this entire run. Go freaking figure! That it's the hardest one, it's the only one that I captured. Oh my god. Okay, so things are definitely looking good. I don't have any bombs, so I'm going to die to the very start of the next stage, but I do have 6 lives, and I'm going to get 1 more from 1100 points. So this is really good. Except it's still lagging when I start the stage. That's very random, computer. Whatever, man. This opening part is like impossible, and I hate it so much, which is exactly why I'm going to somehow do it. Except I didn't get any of the items from that, so that was really terrible. But I hate that opening. That opening is the worst thing ever. This is also kind of very annoying, to be honest, because now I'm going to have to try and kill that fairy. There we go. Good, they're all over in one thing. The fairies spawn in random positions, so it's really still kind of luck as to whether you're going to get a good lie on this or not. I guess the spread from Sakuya is kind of good at this bit, but still, it's still a pain in the ass to do, so whatever. And over there is the next fairy. I'm not going to care too much about that one because I'm going to have Aaron come in anyway. Oh, Aaron, I hate you so much. I can't do this attack very well on Lunatic, like, at all. I have no idea how the hell you're supposed to do this, so you know what, just bomb it, because seriously. I am very bad at cross bullets, so that sucks. I'm also very bad against this spell card. I don't know why. I'm not competent at dealing with this one at all, and it just, to me, it's like the worst thing ever. It's not as bad as the 6A spell actually, which is sort of ironic, but yeah, I guess this works. Oh, come on, man! That was like 1/1,000,000th of a second away from being captured, and then I lost a bomb to that. Oh, whatever. I have more than enough resources that I should be able to do this. I'm not guaranteeing that, but I should be able to do this from here. Kaguya is a very tricky boss, specializing in trapping like all the time, and she is annoying as all hell for that. I don't know, I find myself getting walled like all the time against Kaguya, and it's not cool. Like right there, and I lost a life to that. Whatever, man. It's not that important because I do get that bomb back. Oh, this card. I have a long freaking history with this card. It's I find it mostly wall. How did I lose 2 bombs there? I bombed before I got hit. That's bullshit. And I bombed that because I actually thought I got hit again. Oh my god, now this is what happens when you play Kaguya. You lose all your resources so freaking quickly because of the game's mechanics. It's horrible. Well, hopefully I'm not going to lose anything else to this. I don't understand how this card non-card works. I do lose something else to it. God damn it. Yeah, this is why I'm not necessarily confident about winning this, because seriously, I've just lost like half my resources. Well, not half, but I've lost so many resources there. It's unbelievable how much I've already failed at this attack. Why did I stay in front of the laser? That was a very bad idea. This attack is very, very easy with Vermilion normally, except when you get unluckily walled like that. It's still bullshit. It doesn't matter who you're using. It's just Vermilion gets the card done very, very quickly. So whatever, man. This attack I don't understand. For some reason, How? How the what? Okay, now I'm really, really struggling with this. I have never failed that attack. Then again, I always use Marisa, so like, what the hell? I hate this card when I'm not using Marisa because I can't kill the familiars on one side, so it just makes it unnecessarily hard for me. Yeah, I do try to move in very wide arcs to sort of get the laser to, you know, the red lasers to aim in a place that I can work around. Because that happens, oh my fucking god, come on! Seriously, like, why am I failing everything here? This is terrible. This is not how it's supposed to go. Like, I know I can do better than this. Man, whatever. This non-spell is tricky because you've got to look at everything in one thing. Again, because Kaguya stays still during this one, Vermilion does get this done rather quickly, so that's fine. This, on the other hand, is pure hate, and I despise it, like, every time. It is pretty much impossible, so whatever. I don't know. I'm just bad at this attack. I know I'm bad at this attack, but it doesn't help at all that she just stays like way too close and whatever. I have 2 spare lives to do this attack. This is possible. It's not going to be easy, but it is going to be possible. So let's go ahead and try and make this possible. So the way you do this is like the hardest streaming you will ever find in oh my fucking god. Wow, fail timing, Cal. Fail freaking timing. The way you've got to do this is by audio, and the problem is, as soon as you fail the attack, it becomes impossible to like recover again. So yeah, that happens. I'm gonna fail this now, and it's gonna be depressing. Seriously, what the hell? I better not fail this from here, because seriously, I had so many lives coming into this. So yeah, stream it by audio, and it tends to be doable. So I'm listening out for when I hear the streams of bullets end, and there we go, there we go, there we go, finally, holy freaking hell. I am sorry, that was so bad in the end of that, because that was shocking. I can do way better than that, man. Whatever, doesn't matter, we have cleared the game. All that's left now is to see how many of these terrible, terrible spell cards I can deal with. Actually, to be honest, they're probably easier than half of what she actually throws at you during the thing, but I still suck at them. So there's that. This one, which one was this? Oh fuck, it's this one. Yeah, you can tell I haven't played this for a long time, because yeah, I can't really do these spell cards when I'm using a shot type like this, because the focus speed is just too fast for me, and when I'm out of practice on the spells in the first place, it doesn't help. This one's probably the easiest of all of them, because it's just sort of alternating left and right, but it's still hard to do because it's still very disorienting. I'm going to fail every single one of these last spells, and it's going to be depressing. Oh man, I can't believe this. How badly have I played against Kaguya here? I think I failed like every single attack except one. And yeah, that's a classic thing of the movement speed being far too fast for me to play with. I just can't do it. I cannot work with this movement speed. As for this spell, I think this one is probably one I have never captured anyway on Lunatic, just because I suck too much, and yeah, Vermilion moves too fast. I'm sorry, but she moves way too fast. So I think this definitely fits the definition of let's attempt, because let's see, I might have cleared the game, but I kind of failed every single attack just about from Kaguya at the very end there, and I failed like every attack from freaking Reimu as well, so that sucks. Ending, nobody cares about endings. Yes. So I am a terrible player, let's just leave it at that. I can't even say that with legitimacy though, because, I mean, I guess I cleared the game, that's one thing, but I can't even legitimately say that because I almost perfected stage 3. Like, seriously, to almost perfect stage 3 on this game without using Solo Marisa. Although even then, with Solo Marisa, it's still a pain in the ass because the stage portion's impossibly hard. So, yeah, to almost perfect that stage, I can't with all legitimacy say that I am terrible at this. As much as I want to, I can't. However, I still have a hell of a lot of work to do. I think what it is there, you could very clearly see I am very much out of practice when it comes to Kaguya. I had no way of practicing that stage before doing this. It wasn't blind, to say the least, because I have cleared this game with Marisa before, and I have almost cleared this game with this shot type before, but it's very, very plain to see that I was able to play the rest of the game before playing Stage 6, and before doing this run, and I couldn't do Stage 6 simply because I had no practice at it. Despite that, I still played very, very badly at that stage, and I do apologize for that, because I'm sure everybody was hoping that I could do a lot better at that, but, I didn't. So, sucks to be me. Whatever. Yeah, so this was my first of Let's Attempt stuff. I do intend eventually to do this for everything. I don't really have that much time to play Touhou anymore. Simply because I am playing a lot of other games. That's just it. It's not that Touhou is uninteresting to me, but I just don't play it as often as I would have, simply because I like to play a lot of other stuff. Like, I tend to play Sonic obviously quite a bit at the moment. I play Worms a hell of a lot, as we've seen, and yeah, there's plenty of other games which are taking my attention. There's a lot of other games I'd want to play as well, not just in Touhou stuff, but yeah. Only 12 spell cards captured. I am so bad at this game. But, yeah, 1.25%, that's only because of the start of stages 5 and 6. That was the only time there was lag, but it was still kind of annoying. Oh well, we only technically died 8 times, I guess. That's good-ish. Right? Not really. Yeah, I will fully admit I am terrible, but that's fine. I'm not going to save the replay of that because, again, that was like terrible in the end. And there we go. That was Let's Attempt Touhou 8, Imperishable Night. If I get enough practice in other ones, then I will do the other ones. I might not do Cherry Blossom for quite a while, because although Cherry Blossom's technically the easiest one, and it's probably the one which I would get done quickest, it's one that I already have a Lunatic run of on my channel. To that extent, I'm also not going to do a 10 Desires one, because, well, again, I've done a run of that on my channel at the moment. I might do that later though, because those two are kind of, again, sort of easy-ish. The next one I would like to do, if I could get enough practice at it, would be Scarlet Devil, because Scarlet Devil isn't that bad until the end of the game, and I definitely feel like it's something I could do. However, yeah, the Death Bomb timing screws me up so much on that game. I flat out die a lot more than I bomb on that game, simply because Death Bombs don't work. I don't care what anybody says of input lag, that it is not input lag, because I use VSync, and I know for a fact that it's like instant thing. It makes it a bit more tolerable, but again, the actual timing on that game is messed up. Sometimes I have bombed before getting hit, and hit the button before getting hit, and I still die. And it's not input lag. I know it's not input lag because I move fast enough. I move like as soon as I press a button. It's just the game's mechanics, and that screws me up so much because I just flat out die instead of bombing half the time because the bomb button doesn't work. I didn't have that problem here because the bomb timing is a bit more lenient, but whatever. Yeah, so I guess join me next time for something else entirely. Yeah.